All right, we just waiting on Lane. Insane Lane. What's up, Corey? Oh, look. Neil Cutter's on here. I see that. So, let's see. We got Adam Bueller tomorrow. And then Friday, we got Alec Naviv. There you are. All right. What's up, Lane?
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Neil, you'll get your turn. Don't worry. All right. So, Lane, you got anything you want to plug or anything?
Do what?
Do you have anything you want to plug?
No, just I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me, and I'm ready to do this.
Thank you for being on here. So, let me jump right into it. What did you think of the Angel of Death movie?
I really don't know, man. I haven't really heard. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I haven't really heard anything much about it except the whole Kevin going shoe style, baby.
Oh yeah, I love that. Love that.
I don't even know who won.
In there in a match? Not at your non-tournament match, right?
I wasn't able to attend. I wasn't able to attend the show.
No.
No.
Weren't you supposed to be in the Joe Invitational also?
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me turn down my thing. You said that again?
The Gypsy Joe Invitational. Weren't you supposed to be in that?
Yeah. Well, see, what's happened is I went to the doctor and I was having a pain in my abdomen area because I was working out, getting ready. I was working out, getting ready for the shows to be booked on, and I went to the doctor and they gave me a MRI. Found out I have a hernia, and they told me that basically that I can't lift anything heavy and no strenuous activity and all that. I called Freak Show, let them know what was going on, and he's like, man, he said, don't risk it. I'm not. You don't need to do this show. I was like, okay. So, and then I let Angel of Death Tournament know, and I said, I'll try and do it. I said, I don't know how well I'm going to be, and they said, well, just see how you feel a week or two before the show and let us know. And I was trying to work out, and it was just getting worse, and I was feeling bad, man. It got a point where I was in the bed and not feeling good at all. And I called them. I said, "Oh, man, I'm not feeling." They John Rivera and promoters reached out to me. So how you feeling? I said, I'm not feeling too good. I said I'll still come. I said, but I don't know how well I'm gonna be. I said I really don't want to go out there and embarrass myself and the show and said, and they told me, said, man, don't worry about it. Take
So
care of yourself.
so a hernia put you out of both shows.
Yep.
They say I'm getting a weird buzz. Let's see. Let me move around. All right, I got a question for you. In Tournament of Death, and you got hit in the head, I want to say with a guitar with thumbtacks on it, and the top of your head, thumbtacks. How did you get them out?
Actually, medical personnel had to pull them out one by one.
Really?
Yeah. And then they put a really cold rag on my head, and I was like, oh my god, but them pulling them out. It was a little uncomfortable, but man, when they put that cold rag on my head, oh my god.
I remember seeing the backstage footage of that.
Yeah.
Made it go, whenever you got thrown on your head.
Yeah.
So, who would you say is the top match guy right now?
The top deathmatch guy?
Yeah.
Let me see here. I don't know. There's some good ones out there. I'd have to say, I don't know. Really, I mean, there's Marcus Crane. I mean, I'd have to say he's really good. Schlack. And, and then Alex Cologne's good. I mean, he's done some good stuff. G Raver. I mean, it's hard, man. I mean, I really, I mean, to be honest with you, since I've been out, and I don't get booked that much, I don't really follow it as much as I should, I guess. I know, Insane Lane, Deathmatch Wrestler, all that stuff. I don't really follow it like I used to, mainly just because it's not because I don't like it. I mean, but just when I do watch it, it depresses me. It's not part of it, so I kind of not really. I don't follow it like I should.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Corey Henry, what's the worst thing you have seen in a match?
The worst thing I've seen in a match. Gee, let me think. Looking back, man, like I said, I've got years and years to look back on, so I've got some things to think about.
Take your time.
Drake's hand getting sliced open was pretty gnarly. When me and Freak Show took on him and JC Bailey, that was pretty nasty. That was bad. That was a pretty bad one. Seeing Drake get his nipple almost sliced off, it turned him to death. That was pretty nasty.
I remember that.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, there was a match. No, it's not on YouTube or nothing like that. It was in Florence, Alabama. Me and Spider Boudreaux were tagging up, and we were taking on these two guys named Prophet and Psycho in a hardcore match. And Spider, I went to get on all fours, and Spider was going to get to the platform and jump off me and dive over ropes. This is when Spider was smaller, and he used to dive off. He used to do high flying stuff. I mean, he was a Sabu back in the day, man. And it was a really weird angle. And I kind of gave him a look before he did. I said, "Man, you sure you want to do this?" But Spider being Spider, man, he ain't scared of shit. But he a thud, and I heard everybody go, "Oh." And then this guy named Bubba Boudreaux came in. helped finish the match. And I went to the back and I saw him, and his collarbone was sticking out. He
God
had
damn.
fucked his shoulder up really. It was pretty nasty. And the worst one I seen on video, I guess, was term, and that I wasn't involved in, was a tournament death guy named, it was a death match rumble, and this guy named Blood went in the shopping cart and filleted his leg open.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I remember that one.
the nastiest death match injury I've ever seen, hands down.
That was a bad one.
Yeah,
See,
that's the worst one I've ever.
will the Tournament of Horrors have glass?
Do what?
The Tournament of Horrors will it have glass?
Freezing up. Is everything okay?
I hear you
Can
perfect.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I froze. My phone froze up. I said Herman Horowitz. I'm sorry. It froze up on me.
Now you froze up on me.
My
There we
phone's
go.
freezing.
There we go. Fucking.
So,
Let's see. Favorite death match you got to be in?
favorite death match. Probably my favorite match I probably ever got to be in that I really got to enjoy doing was the finals of Carnage Cup 6. With me, Necro, Drake, and Corporal Robinson. That's one of my favorites I ever got to do. And also at the very first Carnage Cup, well, not the one that got shut down, but the one after that, the one that went all the way through. My match with Necro Butcher is another one I like to do, but it's one of my favorites. But the finals of Carnage Cup 2006, the second one, the finals, that's probably my favorite match.
Okay. Let's see. Joe wants to know, what is it like puking in the ring?
What's it like puking? Embarrassing? Well, I mean, y'all gotta understand something. This dysfunction had just before then made me poured a whole bunch of salt in my mouth, and I swallowed a bunch of it, and it made me sick to my stomach. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, oh no. And then it came out, and I was like, oh shit. And and I was new to IWA, and I was like, well, there goes my chances of being booked again. And but some people laughed about it. Some people thought it was cool, but whatever, it is what it was.
Right. Let's see. What weapons will you say yes to and no to?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What weapons will you say yes to, and which ones will you say no to?
I'll say no to razor wire boards. I'll say, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just really depends.
There's so much stuff being used now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, it just depends on how they're used. I mean, it's hard for me. I mean, if I see something, I mean, I gotta look. I just gotta look at it at the time, at that point in time, and be like, okay, how can I use this? And who I'm using it with, and all that stuff's got that. I mean, it's not just I'm not using that. It's just it just really depends on the situation at hand, whether or not I'm going to be using that. If I'm with somebody that's inexperienced and what the hell they're doing or very new to it, and there is a board of knives or something, I'm probably not going to use it.
What about an electric grinder?
that knows what they're doing, I'll probably I'll probably use it. But other than that, like I said, it just really depends. It's a safety issue for both of us because I want both of us. Yes, like I said, you're going to get hurt in a death match, but at the same time, I want both of us going home, and I don't want us to have to go to the hospital and have to use our money because a lot of us, some of us have insurance, but a lot of us don't, and I don't want them to have to go into their pockets and or have to have benefits to have to cover their hospital bills and all that shit. I mean, I don't want to have to go that
Right. Was there anything that you saw and you're like, fuck no, I'm not doing that?
route. Oh, I'm not doing that.
Yes, it's like fuck no.
Uh, I've never, I've never had no one's really, I've never been encountered with someone telling me, "Hey, will you do? We're doing this kind of match." I've never had to say, "No, I'm not doing that." I've never really had to say. I've never really turned a match down that I can call. Because I mean, I've done razor wire. I mean, I told myself I'll never do that again because that was. I mean, getting in that match it was pretty scary because I snagged myself a couple of times, and I came home and I saw that I had a couple of pretty deep puncture wounds in my leg and in my elbow, and they got pretty close to some main arteries and stuff, and or some main spots, and it could have been a lot worse. Even though I didn't, I mean, and I got tangled up, and there was one part in there. If you watch the match, I almost got tangled up in it, and so I mean, it's just what in that kind of razor wire match. I mean, I've done razor wire since then, and it's fine. But in that kind of razor wire match, I wouldn't do it again. No, that's probably the one match I wouldn't do.
Are you talking about the one that was on the boards?
The ones wire all bundled up. Yeah, in Carnage Cup 2006. Yeah, the one I did.
Okay. Corey Henry wants to know what made you get into deathmatch wrestling.
Well, I was believe it or not, I was a regular wrestler before I got into deathmatch wrestling, and I wasn't really going anywhere. I mean, I was wrestling in Alabama and Tennessee, and and I was doing some stuff, but I wasn't going anywhere, and I was getting discouraged, and I was getting ready to quit, and my sister at the time was married to Conrad Thompson, and I told, and we all know who he is, and I told him, I said, man, I'm getting ready to hang this up, man. I'm not going anywhere and all this. And he said, okay. He said, well, and he showed me a video of a Necro Butcher tribute video. And he said, I could see you doing this. So with your character and all that, and I had done some hardcore matches, and I've done some hardcore matches and stuff, and whatnot, but not to the extent of what he was doing at the time. But he said I could do this and be really good at it. I said, you think so? He said, yeah, man. And I was like, huh. Well, there was a Fed a little in Florence called Extreme Violence and Wrestling that was doing a lot of hardcore matches, and I started going there a lot more often, and that's where I met Kevin Brand, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm doing a deathmatch tournament, man. Will you be interested in doing it?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" He told me who was all going to be in it, and that's where I met Ian Rotten, and and then I had a match with Ian, and then he later on invited me and Spider up to the King of the Death matches in 2006, I believe. I believe it was 2005. I can't remember. King. I was in one of them. I can't remember what year, but anyway, he invited us up to King of the Death matches, and then from then on, I was at IWA regularly for a few years, and that's how I got into death matches. Turned out I was okay to some people.
All right. What's the best promotion you've worked for and the worst?
Best promotion I've worked for. Well, I've worked for some good ones. Um, I mean, I love working for IWA Mid South. I mean, Ian, I love working for Ian, and I owe a lot to Ian. Ian, despite what people think of him, he always did me pretty well, and I loved work, and I love the camaraderie there and all that, the backstage there. CZW was cool, and CZW took care of me. They flew me up there to Philadelphia and took care of me and all that stuff. So I have nothing but good things to say about CZW. JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, took care of me. God, where's a FTW, Full Throttle Wrestling in Alabama, was another good promotion I wrestled for. That was my home promotion that I worked for about 2.5 years. Yeah, we were at some pretty good shows down there. Let's see here. Worst? God, let me see here. Oh, and I gotta give props to IWA Deep South too, because like I said, if it wasn't for IWA Deep South, I wouldn't have gone to IWA Mid South and them other places. Like I said, and people may shit on Kevin Brandon and all that, but like I said, I have to give credit where credit is due. He gave me, like I said, he gave me the starting point to go to them other places. So I gotta give them credit. I gotta give him credit too. But let's say the worst. Man, I've worked in some hole in the wall areas that you've probably never heard of. So I can't really, like I said, I mean, there was this one show in Pulaski, Tennessee that I worked for. I don't even remember it's the letter name that was for, but it was pretty shitty. And like I said, I don't even remember the name of it, but me and Freak Show and a couple other guys worked there a couple of times, and I worked there one time by myself against this one guy, and he thought he was hot shit, and beat the shit. I basically violated him with a fork. Silly, but I fucked him up with a fork pretty bad, and his girlfriend wasn't too happy with it, and threatened to call the police on me and all that. But I don't remember that show, but it was a shit show.
All right. George, he wants to know favorite deathmatch gimmick.
Favorite deathmatch gimmick?
Yeah, and your least favorite.
My favorite death. I always liked using barbed wire. That was always cool. My least favorite, God, fuck. I never really. What's one I never really. I mean, glass ain't fun. Despite I almost died from. Got really sick from a light tube piece of glass got stuck in my arm and got embedded in there, and I didn't know about it for a couple of days, and it came out. My arm got really infected, and being the stubborn bastard that I was like, oh, I'll be okay. I'll just put some peroxide on it and it'll be okay. Well, they got infected really, really, really bad, and I got really, really, really sick. I almost died, and I went to go see a fan at a hospital, and at the hospital I fainted. And they're like, "Are you all right?" I said, "No, I'm okay. I'm okay, dude. You're green." And I was like, "Man, you need to go see a doctor." And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just go home and sleep. Go home and sleep." And man, my arm was damn red and oozing out black blood and all kinds of shit. It was bad, man. And,
Fuck.
but I went and bought some. I went went to the to the Rite Aid or whatever, and to the pharmacy and bought some wound care stuff, and basically lanced my own arm, and it healed up, and I was fine about a week later.
Shit. All right. Corey wants to know favorite wrestler to go up against.
My favorite wrestler that I've ever gone up against personally?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I've had a few. I always enjoyed my battles with Freak Show. Corporal Robinson, Drake Younger. But let's see here. If I had to pick one, God, I'd have to say, God, man, I like my matches with Danny Havoc.
That's a good one.
So I mean, we had a really good match at Harness Cup 2007. That's another match I really enjoyed. I mean, it wasn't a bloodbath per se, but we told a really good story, and a lot of people, and I got a lot of good feedback on it. So Danny Havoc's another guy I really enjoyed working.
Let's see. Corey wants to know how long have you been wrestling for?
See, I started in 2002. This is 2019, so 17 years.
You ever did a barefoot match?
One time, but it wasn't videotaped.
Tell us about that.
It hurt. I have sensitive feet, and
what was
we
tacks or tubes?
What
was used, like tacks or tubes?
It was tacks and I think it was tacks and barbed wire boards.
Okay. Do you remember the match with Freak Show in 2007? How do you think of the crowd?
Our match with Freak Show at TOD?
In 2007.
How I thought of the crowd? You know what? When during, I mean, man, that was so long ago. Man, I'm trying to remember.
Was that your first time in CZW?
It was my first time in it was my first time in CZW. I'm trying to remember. At first, yeah. I know at first, I know there were some people going, "Oh, come on, man, come on, get into it." But, and some people are like, "Oh, I remember some people, heckling like, "Who's this guy? Who are y'all?" And then some people, and then when we started getting into it, I noticed, they started warming up to us, and by the end of the match, I think they were like, "Hey, these guys are all right." Because I think because in the semifinals where it was me, Necro, and Brain Damage, God rest his soul, I got a please back chant, I believe, but from some people. So I think I earned my keep, and like I said, I was able to keep coming back there for a little bit.
Who's stiffer, Brain Damage or Necro?
Huh?
Who hits harder, Brain Damage or Necro?
Oh God. Necro hits real hard, but brain damage almost knocked me out one time. When we faced each other in King of the Death match, that was another good match I had. I've had good matches with brain damage too, and we had a good match and at King of the Death, and Ian wanted us to trade punches at the beginning of the match. I said, well, Ian, I'm the bad guy. All y'all, because that was when the Freak Show had blinded Ian, and we were the bad guys. We were doing that Deep South versus Mid South thing, and we were the bad guys. And I said, well, Ian, I should run from brain damage and not want to get hit. I should run from him, not and try not to get punched until the end. He said, no, I want y'all to trade punches. I was like, all right. So I started trading punches with him. Of course, you can't hit that guy hard enough. But I tried to hit him, and he hit me. And then after like the third or fourth punch, man, he socked me right in the jaw, and he hit me in the spot, and my legs turned to jello. And I was awake, but I just my legs just gave out from under me, and I went down. Everybody went, oh, and I went, shit, Lane, get up, and then away we went. But God, man, he could throw a mean punch, but Necro could hit hard too. But it's picky poison with them two guys, man.
What's your most memorable match with?
My most memorable match.
Yeah, who was it with too?
I'd have to say, my most memorable match. God, yeah, I don't know if I ever had a signature match. I mean, that'd be up. I mean, that's something that's something like the fans would have to decide. I would guess. But I mean, for me, I mean, my most memorable match will be one I'll never forget. Will probably be taking on Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh yeah.
And maybe even Samoa Joe too.
You took on Samoa Joe?
Well, yeah.
I've never seen that one.
It's on YouTube somewhere.
I'm gonna have to go look for that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It was a singles match at first, and it turned into a tag match because what was planned was we were going to do this wild, crazy brawl, but Joe was hurt. He had a herniated disc or something. He was hurt, so he couldn't really do a whole lot. And I had just got done doing Tournament of Death 6, so I was pretty beat up. But I was like, hey, I'll still go, I'm game, But his back was hurting him pretty bad, and so we just did so we had a little we had a singles match, and it turned into a tag match. But it was a good match. But like I said, but yeah, me and Samoa Joe we clashed one time. But like I said, but I'll never forget my match with Abdullah the Butcher. That's probably my most memorable match.
Okay. What advice would you give a up and comer wrestler?
Have something to fall back on, because there's no guarantees that you'll make it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I am lucky, I am fortunate that y'all even know who the hell I am, because I shouldn't even made it this far. The fact that you know me, and that people around the world know who I am, I'm so blessed to know that y'all know who I am. Have something to fall back on, career wise. That's one thing. The other thing is let's listen to the veterans, because you don't know everything. You may have talent coming out of your ears, but there's always something to learn. Be humble. Don't be a douchebag. Be humble. Be thankful, because that'll get you that'll get you places too.
Okay. Let's see. Joe wants to know. He's asking. You started in FTW, right?
FTW. It's not where I started, but it's one of the first promotions that I got notoriety at. Yeah,
Let's see. Corey wants to know, what do you do in your downtime?
on my downtime, shit. Um, Sit around, listen to records, take care of my son.
Uh, the worst bump you've ever taken.
Worst bump I ever taken. The first Carnage Cup, 2005, when Freak Show gave me a backdrop on the shopping cart. I fucked my back up really, 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 really bad. And my whole lumbar area down my leg was black. And I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks.
Let's see.
And I know people probably think that when me getting thrown off the balcony was bad. I mean, it was bad, but not as bad as that one.
Let's see. What about your worst experience with a fan?
Worst experience with a fan. Huh, let me see. Honestly, I've had pretty good experiences. Mm, I'm trying to think. Um, uh, Worst experience with a fan. I'm trying to remember if I got it back. Oh, I I was in Alabama, and this girl comes up to me and says, "Hey, you're cute." I'm like, well, thank you. I think you're cute too. I'm looking at her, and she looks awfully young. I'm 24, 25 at the time. And I go, well, you're pretty cute too. Thank you. She says, yeah. Well, she said, we should go do something. I was like, okay. And I said, well, let me ask you something. I said, how old are you? 14. I said, you are too young for me. And she goes, well, age ain't no number. I said, well, honey, in the eyes of the law it is. I said, you go on. That's probably the worst fan experience I ever had. Oh, she was pissed. And the next day, or the next week of the show was some douchebag, and she was all hanging on them and doing all kinds of shit, and just trying to get everybody's attention, and she come to the shows all the time, and then within a few months, man, she had a baby bump.
Let's see. What's your favorite tag team? 6 Feet Under or Bloody Brothers?
Oh man, that's like picking that's trying to pick. That's like choosing my favorite child. God, man. Oh God. The hard hitting questions. God. You know, I had some success with the Bloody Brothers. We were JCW Tag Team Champions. Got to tour around with Bloody Brothers. Took on some pretty cool tag teams. Did Double Death a couple times. In IWA. But me and Freak Show though. We're like brothers, man. We traveled up, but we traveled all over the place, and we were tag team. We were a big time. We were tag team at other places. As a regular. I mean, we weren't doing just death matches. We were actual tag team, doing regular matches other places. And we do hardcore and deathmatch stuff too. But we travel to other places, and whatnot, and we've had some successes there. But just God, I got to flip a coin. I'm going to have to say, oh shit. God, you're gonna have to put a gun up. This is like Sophie's choice. Man, favorite tag team. I guess 6 feet under. If I had to choose, I'll go 6 feet under. But like I said, but the Bloody Brothers is, man, I love the Bloody Brothers too.
Corey Henry wants to let you know that you're known in Australia.
Australia?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
That's awesome, man.
Did you know that?
No.
Well, now you know.
Yeah. How about that? I had no idea.
It's called being a legend. Let's see. If your son wanted to wrestle, would you encourage it or discourage it, and why?
Well, if Walker came up to me and said, "Daddy, I want to wrestle," I would, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't tell them don't do it, but I would warn him, and I would give him warnings of the pitfalls of it, and tell him, I would, I personally wouldn't train him. I don't want him to go somewhere else and get trained because I don't want, I don't want nepotism to get in the way of his training by me. I want someone better, way better than me to train, because if I want him to get into it, I want him to be better than me, because if he goes out there and wrestles, he's going to be all that's Insane Lane's kid, and he's going to be compared and all that, and all that, and I want him to be better. And but I don't have to worry about that because he's not interested in wrestling. He likes to draw. He's an artist. He's into that stuff. That and video. He likes to play video and draw and do art and mold clay and stuff. I mean, I
Yeah.
go every now and then, but he's not really that much. He's not really that interested in it, and he does not like death matches. He's been to a couple of my matches, and he's watched a few of mine on DVD when I'll put one on there sometimes, and he can't watch it because it just upsets him.
Okay, that's understandable though, Let's see. Your dream match. What would
My
be your
what?
dream match?
My dream match?
Yeah, of all
Oh,
time.
gee. I would
Anybody in the
like.
world, any stipulation you want. What would it be?
Well, my dream match would be to be against hmm. I'd like to take on gee. There's so many guys I'd like to face. Some of the new guys I'd like to face. If I had to pick one, I'd like to face. I probably want to face. Let's see here. Ultra Black. I know that sounds crazy, but I want to face Ultraman's Black in a death match.
What would be the stipulation?
Um, Hmm. Uh. Oh God, there's so many new stipulations out now. I can't even keep up with them. Gee.
It would be your personal favorite.
My personal favorite. That's. Well, I've
Whatever
always
you
been.
want.
Let's see here. Barbed wire boards. A light tube cabin. And an alcohol pool. And shit. Gusset plates.
Okay. Have you ever thought about getting into GCW?
Give it to what? I'm sorry. Say again.
You ever thought about getting into GCW, or have you tried?
Um, I've talked to Brett a couple of times, but I I just don't think they're interested in me at this moment. I mean, they're looking for guys who, I mean, they want, I mean, they get a lot of guys around that area, but they also get guys that come out from other places, but those guys draw. And, and I don't, and I get it. I don't, I'm not one of them guys that I don't work that much these days. So I mean, I don't know if my name would be. I don't know if my name would draw up there. Now, if GCW came to Atlanta, I'd be I'd be over there like stink on shit, telling Brad, like, "Hey man, put me on there," because I know people will come see me and stuff. But other than that, I just don't know if I would. I don't know if Instant would draw money. Would be a hot ticket at where they run. I think that's why they don't when I kind of hang around and whatnot, they don't say, hey, come on up. And plus, it's very hard for me to it would be very hard for me to uh, get up there because I mean unless they you know compensate me well. Uh, and that's the only way I'll be able to make it up there.
See, you have froze up on me. Let's see if it comes back. No connection. Well, shit. Let's see. Well, somebody invite him. See if we can get him back in here. All right, so apparently his phone died. So We're gonna try to get him back in here. Let's see. Well, fuck. Let's There we go.
Sorry about that, man. My phone died.
There we go. Now we're back. Phone died.
All right, sorry about that.
All right, let me see where I was.
My phone,
Fuck.
my phone sucks, man.
Let's see. Okay, okay. What's the next what's next for Insane Lane?
Well, I'm wanting to. Well, if all goes well, man, I'm wanting to be a tournament of horror, and if there's and if I'm probably not going to be doing many more tournaments, if any, after that.
What's that?
Um, be honest with you, it's like I said, the bookings and stuff are drying up for me, and I don't get a lot of there's not a lot of demand for me these days, and doing tournaments and stuff, I'll be 40. I'll be right at 41 when Tournament of Horror comes out, and I just it gets harder to recover from as you get older, and I probably will just start doing maybe single matches after that if I do any death matches, but I do want to do Carnage Cup if they have one. They're talking about doing one, but I like to be a part of that
In
in
2020?
some aspect. Yeah.
Aren't they doing like
So
a reboot or something of it? Of Deep South?
I have no idea.
Okay. I thought I saw something about it somewhere. All right. Let's see. What's your relationship with Ian Rotten today?
To Ian Rotten, what?
What's your relationship with him today?
Oh, good. It's really good.
Okay.
We talk from time to time, and We're cool, man.
Let's see. Have you ever told anybody that you're sorry after a match?
I have a couple. I have a couple of times because I might have well I did after I puked. I apologized, and I might have laid it in on somebody a little too hard or something or whatever. And I might say, man, my bad, or something like that, or did something, I don't know, but you know, or something didn't go right, or whatever. I might have apologized a couple of times, yeah.
Was there ever a time where you was just like you did something and it fucked up and you're like, fuck. Like it's just in complete shock. Well, what's the one thing that a mishap that completely shocked you?
A mishap completely shocked me.
Like your worst mishap.
Hmm. Well, at FTW, um, it was me and Corey Shaddix. We were tagging up against a guy named Jeremy Flint and Sean Pete for the tag belts, and it was 2 out of 3 tables. And just on the final table. And they went to go break the final table. And the table wouldn't break. And they tried it again. The table still wouldn't break. And I'm laying here, and I'm over here, and then my partner's over here getting bumped on this table, and people are like, come on, come on. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm over here laying down. I'm like, come on, guys, break this fucking table. Fuck, what's going on? So, and the rep is down too. So, and all this, and so the rep is down. I'm down, and I'm like, fuck, this is all messed up. So, I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? So I'm like, so I just think right on the fly. I was like, I know what I'm going to do. So I pick up a chair because the ref is down, and I mean, it don't really matter anyways. It don't matter. But anyway, I hit both guys I hit both of the opponents with a chair, and my opponent and my partner, he's laid out. He's been slammed on this table like three or four times. And one of the times they went to powerbomb him on this table, and his head bounced off of it. So he's like, oh fuck. I'm like, oh fuck. He's probably all woozy. So I stand on the table, and I jump up in the air, and I stomp on it as hard as I can, and it breaks. It finally breaks, and then I drag my opponent over the table, and then I shake the ref, and I tell the ref, hey, I put it through the table, and then the ref went, okay, ring the bell, and then the match went over like it was supposed to.
Okay.
That's probably the one time I probably say, oh fuck it, but everything went like that's probably one time I went, oh shit, but it worked out. Oh, and I went to the back, and you know the promoter and stuff went, man, that was good thinking, man. And everybody was like, man, that was smart, man. And I was like, I said, yeah, I guess. I said it worked out.
Let's see. Can you push Ian Rotten to do more death matches?
No, he's nearly old, and he's missing toe, and he's nearly blind. I mean, he's got he's diabetic. I mean, not. I mean, the man's not in the best shape in the world. I mean, no, I'm not going to push him to do death matches. I mean, he's done. I mean, not too. I mean, that's on him. But I'm not going to call him up and say, "Hey, Ian, let's do some death matches." No, I think Ian's happy doing what he's doing, and you know, so No, no, I'm not gonna push him.
All right. Let's see. If Carnage Cup 2020, if it goes down, will you work for it?
Mhm.
If they call you up and say, "Hey, we want you to be Carnage Cup."
Yeah, I would. I mean, like I said, I don't know about being in the tournament per se, maybe in a non-tournament match, but like I said, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see. But I want to be part of it. I would like to be part of it. Yeah.
Okay, like a non-tournament match, maybe. Let's see. Have you ever wrestled Nick Gage?
Yeah. I think once or twice. I know one time for sure. Yeah.
Okay, Joe wanted to know. Let's see.
It was me, Freak Show, and Nick Gage did a three-way one time.
Okay. Let's see. Corey wants to know, what do you think of women's death matches?
Corey wants to know death. What?
What do you think of women's death matches?
Uh, they're all right.
Uh, I think they're fucking
They want
awesome.
they want and do the damn thing, and then by all means let them.
Let's see. Joe wants to know. Well, he wants to let you know that you're a legend, and he wants to know travel situation.
Thank you for the thank you for saying that. And my travel situation. I mean, I have a car. I mean, I just I just I mean, it's just that all the good deathmatch promotions are up north, and it's just far. And and I got a son to take. I mean, like I said, I'm a single father, and I have custody of my son, and I'm the only person to that can take care of him. And I mean, I have my parents, but they live over an hour away, and you know, and I mean, I know they would watch him if need be, but it's just like I said, it's just hard to it's just hard to you know get get out there and do it, especially his age. I mean, he's only 9,
Right.
and and I can't sit there and tell him, "Hey, son, we're going on a trip. It's a 10-hour drive." You know, and if it's on a Friday night, I'll have to take him out of school, and that's irresponsible. And if it's on a Saturday, I mean, he's going to spend his whole weekend in a car, and if I was to do, that's not, I don't want to do that to him. And and of course, I can, like I said, send him to my mom's, but sometimes my mom and dad, or my mom's retired, my dad's getting ready to retire, and they're going to be, I know we're going to be going seeing the world and shit when he retires, so it's going to be hard for them, and hard for me to get them to watch them. So I mean, it's just, I said, it's just hard, man. But like I said, if the opportunity arose, somehow I'll find a way, God willing, or whatever.
Well, what's your favorite road story?
I got a few.
Tell
I
us
got a
some.
few. Okay, well, I'll tell I'll tell one about well, this one's one of my favorites. We were coming back. It was me, Freak Show, Diehard Dustin Lee, and Scotty Vortex. And we're driving back from uh, somewhere in Wisconsin, Door County, Wisconsin, Sturgeon Bay, somewhere around there. It was a Death versus Luke Hadley show. And we were coming back. We were driving through Wisconsin, and we were smoking some big B's, and laughing and all and whatnot, and Scotty or Dustin said, "Hey, let's okay, let's get on the fucking freak show." Me and Freak Show stranded Dustin and Scotty in somewhere in Milwaukee and dropped them off at a bus station and drove off. And Drake at the time, this is before he was married, so and married and cleaned up and doing great things. This was before all that, so nobody get opinions on it, but this is before all that. Drake was seeing some girl, I think, in Milwaukee at the time, so this is why we did it. But anyway, so we prank called Drake and Dustin, Drake, man, this is bullshit, man. Landon Freak Show just fucking dumped us in the middle of fucking Milwaukee, man. We're at some bus station, man. It's fucking rough here, man. It's fucking bullshit, man. Man, can you think you come get us? You think you come get us, man? And Drake, and you hear Drake in the background going, man, I don't know, man. I'm with my girl, man. And me and Freak Show just kind of looking at each other, just smiling and shit. And then he said, well, man, talk to Scotty. And Scotty gets on there, Drake, man, you need to come this weekend. I'm scared. And the way he said it, man, oh man, Freak Show was crying. He was crying. And I'm over there holding my mouth, trying not to laugh out loud. I mean, he was so convinced. He's like, he was like, he's like, man, come get us, man. I don't know how long we're gonna be here, man. It's fucked up here, man. Come get us, please. And Drake's like, I don't know what to do, man. Man, I don't know if my girlfriend can get y'all. Let me call. Man, we gotta go, man. Someone's coming. Oh, and they hang up, and then we all just laughed and had a laugh about it.
That's some funny shit.
Bought some cheese and we dropped them off in Indianapolis.
Wait, did you say you bought some cheese?
Yeah, we bought some. We were stoned, man. We were hungry, so we went to Mars. Bought some cheese.
Some fucking cheese, man. Let's see.
Fuck yeah.
Is there any company that you refuse to ever work for again?
No, can't say there ain't.
Let's see. I'm getting to the part where your phone died, so I'm trying to catch up with the
Oh, okay.
questions. Let's see. Uh, Joe wants to know what promotion is the Tournament of Horror.
I think it's called Georgia Premier Wrestling. I'm not really sure. It's Georgia something wrestling.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I really don't know.
Do you know if the tournament's going to have glass?
I don't know. All I know is in Cornelia, Georgia, at the where they did NWA Wildside. I don't know anything. All I know is they asked me to be there, and they asked me if I was available, and they asked me my price. I gave them my price and said, "Okay, we'll see you there." I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Corey Henry wants to know if you're a spectator, what would be your dream match to watch?
Deathmatch wise,
Yes.
I guess. God. Well, what match has there not been done? I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Shit. Freak Show versus Abdullah Kobayashi.
Okay. What stipulation?
200 light tubes.
Why 200 light tubes? You said that very
because
like
just because.
okay.
Because I think because I know Freak Show does, because I know it'd be a bloodbath, and Freak Show would thrive in it, and Abdullah does well in them kind of matches, and so does Freak Show. So 200 light tube, yeah,
Let's see.
all around the ring.
Okay, I would like to see that one too. Actually, that does sound like a bloodbath. Um, Joe wants to know, uh, is there a chance that we'll ever see Yuki again?
You want to know? You want to know something? There were there was a period there during my death match that during there was a period there where I was puking after every match I did. After every death match I did, I threw up, and I don't know why. It wasn't because I was blown up or whatever. I don't know why it was, but I would just get sick and throw up, and it maybe because I was nervous and I was just and just being where I was. I don't know, but I would throw up, and then one day I stopped, and I was okay. I haven't thrown up since
All right.
in a ring after a match.
Let's see.
So,
Worst
uh,
city you've ever
questions.
wrestled in?
Worst city I've ever wrestled in. Let me see here. God. Worst city I've ever wrestled. God. I'm trying to think. I'm into a lot of cities. I'm trying to think. Where's the worst city I ever? One that sticks out the most, I have to say, I guess is Lenore, North Carolina. So we were in a shitty hotel. That was I guess I don't know. And also because we were we had a crazy ass match and scared the hell out of everybody, and we were basically banned from there and weren't asked to ever come back. Me and Freak Show, the promoter said, "Y'all can't come back here."
What did y'all
And
do to get banned from
we
promotion?
well, we just I don't even know the name of the promotion. It was just some. It was some promote. It was the promoter dressed up like the Godfather. That's all I remember. I mean, he paid us well, but I mean, we took on the Jugulator and Sam Hain. I think that was the guys we took on, and they said they wanted a crazy match, and we gave them a crazy match, and it scared the shit out of the fans, and and the people in the building, people complained and all that stuff, and they said it was us, and they said those two big guys, that insane and that freak guy, man, they're too much, man. They better not ever come back here if you ever want to run another show and all this. So they said we weren't allowed back, and he told us he was gonna put us up in this nice hotel, and the hotel fucking sucked. It was out in the middle of nowhere, and oh god, it was yeah, yeah.
So, are you done with death matches? Or are you still doing them?
I'm not done with death matches. No, Lord, no, 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 no. I mean, that's all I can do. I mean, I've asked to do regular matches, but no one will book me for them. So I got no other choice but to do them.
Okay. Let's see. Michael Thick wants to know, do you watch AEW?
I watched it for the first time last week for about an hour.
What did you think about it?
It was all right.
It was just all right.
Yeah, I mean, it,
Let's see. Is there anyone you would say no for to a match to?
no,
No? Okay.
no.
Let's see. That is all the questions. Y'all got any more questions? Let's see. You got anything that you want to plug before we call it?
Well, Sam Hain. Hold on, I want to read this thing at the bottom. It says, Sam Hain, that must have been Pondo, IWA, Sam Hain, aka Deranged. No, Deranged was cocaine. Just to clarify that at the bottom. But anyway, I guess if I want to plug something, yeah, go to dieharddesigns.com and buy my shirts.
There we go. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on with us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope I wasn't too bland.
No, you told some very, very good stories, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate y'all having me on, man.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, take care now.
Peace.